Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week is another new makeup releases. I have done the same as the previous new makeup releases where I've sat on my screenshots, I've stewed about it for a day or two, gathered my opinions so that I'm not riffing off the cuff and kind of not getting my point across. One little housekeeping before we jump right into it. I'm messing around with different lighting for YouTube, so let me know in the comments what you think, if you prefer my previous lighting or this one. It's hard to find a balance with my lighting because I love doing glittery makeup like this. But with full studio lighting, it blasts out glitter, and I want to be able to record so that you can see the glitter that I use on my face. I don't want it to be invisible with lighting. So I'm just figuring out using the tools that I have at my disposal. I haven't bought any new lighting yet. I'm working my way to get a microphone first. So let me know what you think of this lighting setup. And yeah, hopefully someday soon I'll have a microphone. It's also just difficult to teach myself these things and not have a crew around me, which I'm more used to being a model actor, where it's like everyone has their specific job. Doing content like this where I have to be everybody: director, producer, grip, audio, engineer, editor, videographer, talent. It's intense. So I'm still in the beginning stages of my full-length videos here. Please be kind and thank you for your patience while I try to figure this out. Okay, let me scooch. First product is a MAC Cosmetics launch. This is a new lip gloss formula. It's supposed to be non-sticky. Right now it is released in Asia. I really like this launch. I think it is been asked for, we'll say, for many, many years at this point. I personally, brave yet controversial, I love a sticky gloss because it stays where you put it. I find when you have non-sticky glosses, those are the ones that travel all over the face, and you'll get the little like drool line because it's a loose gloss and it just slides right off your face. This isn't necessarily a product I'm excited for, but I know many people have been asking and begging for this product from MAC for at least a decade. The colors seem fine. There seems to be a good array of colors within the formula. And I think on the last Asian launch, it came to North America about a month later because we just got that chrome science fiction collection that just came to North America, so we can assume this will come in about a month's time. I'm sure I'm not the only person who completely forgot that this brand existed. This is a new launch from Pleasing. Yeah, haven't heard that name in a while. Long drag of a cigarette. Fun fact, I was hired by Pleasing to produce some UGC content. UGC is user-generated content, which is basically like being an independent everything. So you're what I was talking about in my intro. You can be that and get paid. A lot of hard work. You might not get what you produced shared. You do get paid, unlike influencing where you basically don't get paid either way. That was a lot of rambling to just say that they're coming out with like a lip balm in 3 shades and they all look, I could be wrong, correct me below, they all look identical on the deep dark skin tone. The first shade and the last shade look so similar on the skin that if you put that on your lip and your lip has its natural tint to it, these lip colors genuinely don't look like they'll do anything for deep dark skin tones except the center color, which is that like a little bit of a purple to it. You know, like the shades are just weird. Also are coming out with a cheek. If I zoom in on the product that the Asian model is holding who's doing this, it actually says cheek. So they're coming out with a lip and cheek tint, I'm gonna say, because the color is not there. It could be for people, it could not be for people. When I did my UGC, I only had the skincare and nail polishes. I wish I could remember what the skincare product was that I really liked. I can't remember, but I still have my nail polishes. They sit, I'm looking at them right now. I liked the nail polishes. Next is a new YSL perfume. It's alcohol free, and I'm going to say they'll be doing this with all of their perfumes, but the first one that they're doing it with is the Libre line. I just so happen to have my Libre. I believe this is just the parfum. Eau de parfum. So you'll see this is like the most chill of the scents in the chart, and the one that they're coming out with is even more subtle than this one in like the overall intensity. Personally, I'm more of like an opium girl. Oh my god. Moving past that, I have a lot of illicit green and I have none left of my regular black opium. I like the scent profiles of the opium line a lot more than the Libre, but I would be more than happy to walk into a Sephora to spray it on a stick and smell it. You're either waiting for this event or you do not care. Personally, this time around, I do not care. My wish lists, I have a video actually popping up of culling my wish lists because my wish lists went way out of control and I reeled it in, and there's not a whole lot that I want from Sephora right now. I'm not very intrigued by Western beauty at the moment. I have my eyes on a lot of East Asian beauty brands. So we'll see. I do need a lot of Sephora collection products. Like I need my eyebrow pencils. I never shut up about them. Every single Sephora sale video I do, I always bring up the eyebrow pencils and I always bring up the Sephora Pro brushes. If you want to feel like a 1950s movie star diva, get the Sephora Pro 80. This is technically a bronzing brush. It's not a bronzing brush. This is great to feel like powdering on your face. It's fabulous. It makes you feel so wealthy compared to like a traditional poofy powder brush like this. They're like the same size, but one is like rounded and domed and one is flat. I prefer the rounded and domed. I'm starting to get off topic. Get back on topic. I also say this every single time in these Sephora savings event videos and posts I do. If you live in Canada, the only thing that's worthwhile is buying from the Sephora collection where you get 30% off, because our taxes are so high provincially for most of the provinces. That's the only thing that you'll actually get a sale on. I'm a Rouge member, so I would get 20% off, but after taxes it would only be 7% off. That's a good way to think of sales in general, not just for Sephora. I have a solid rule of like, if the sale isn't 25% or more, then it's not really a sale. They're just paying for your tax. It's like a good little way to check yourself before fully committing to any type of sale. I really need to go into a Sephora to swatch this because I did not like the influencer marketing they did, unfortunately. I saw maybe in one day 3 different creators holding up the product, like saying the line, "I think I just leaked this product." And it was all the creators in New York because they had a House Labs event where they got these products, and then the next day they were all posting, "Did I just leak this product?" I hate that. So I don't want to buy it because I really didn't like the marketing around it, but I'm so intrigued by the formula. It kind of looks edible. I kind of want to eat it, and this is so crazy. This is so me. I really want to get the clear one, which I think is pure glass. I want to put it all over my face. I really do. I don't know. It's just like I have this urge to just take it and draw all over my face. I just want to do that. I just want to do it. I want to buy it. I want to do it. But I don't want to support it because I didn't like their posting. I don't know. I'm still like on the fence about it. I do need to go into a Sephora to touch and feel it though, because I don't want to commit to a formula that I'm not gonna like. This one was very strange and the internet was quite heated about it. I haven't checked if it's sold out yet, but one of the lip glosses is a lip gloss color that I've been wanting to try for like a month now, but it's in this stupid candy cane packaging. So I don't know if I want to get it because no one really buys Pat McGrath anymore and these things sit in stock for a while. Let me just pull it up. Yeah, both of the lip glosses are still in stock. Both of the lipsticks are still in stock. The nail polishes are still in stock. Even the everything bundle where you get one of everything is still in stock. Like, people do not want this from Pat McGrath Labs. I know the brand is extremely different than it once was, and I think that's the major issue a lot of people are having. But I really want I did all that and I didn't tell you the color name. Astral Flash Dance. I want Astral Flash Dance because I love all the other Astrals, but I want Astral Flash Dance, and they never restock on items, which is very frustrating, but I want that one. But that's just like a little internet reminder that Pat McGrath Labs did collaborate with Candy Crush, which is something not a lot of us could have guessed would have happened in any year, actually, not just 2025.
Scary jump scare. As I'm sitting here procrastinating and editing for posting, I saw that Trend Mood posted the new Mothership palette, and I didn't want to wait for next month to talk about it. This is a product that many people look forward to every year. They collect these palettes, and there wasn't one last year, so this is like a big deal, I guess. Personally, I think it's an intriguing palette. I don't think this is one, if you don't like color, you're not gonna like this palette, but I feel like a lot of the Pat McGrath clients are people who love color. I haven't looked at the comments yet because sometimes the Trend Mood comments can be a bit echo chamber. They can be quite an echo chamber. I do think it's exciting that there is not a black or a dark brown, because I feel like every single one of the palettes you get stuck with extreme black, right? That's the black eyeshadow and like the black shades. And then the other one is like Skin Show Brown or something. Anyway, you know, if you bought Pat McGrath, you know what I'm talking about. There's always a dark black or a dark brown in that front corner. And this time it's a dark teal. Beautiful, beautiful choice. Not super enthralled with the mossy green, but like, again, it's one of those products where you have to find photos and reviews because the digital photography for Pat McGrath Labs is never as good as the actual product is. They're always really matte and really blown out, and you can't really tell how glittery and shifty these shades are for any of the Mothership series. So this is a product, it has my attention. Can't guarantee if I'm gonna buy it or not because there's not a whole lot I see that I can get from it. So maybe in like after a month after launching and like seeing what people are doing with it, maybe I'll get it. It's such an investment though that you do not have to buy it immediately when it launches, because these are like 174 Canadian, and Pat McGrath is one of those brands that always does sales throughout the year. So keep an eye on the website, and sometimes when you spend a certain amount, you'll get a certain amount off. When I got all of my Pat McGrath items, so I got it, I think it was a Black Friday deal, but that Black Friday deal happens multiple times throughout the year where it's like a certain amount, you'll get 20% off, the next certain amount, you'll get 30% off, the next certain amount, you'll get 35% off, right? Not those exact percentages, but that's how they do it. That's how you get the bang for your buck with Pat McGrath Labs. I'm intrigued by this, but it isn't something that I am jumping up and down for. Maybe if it was cool toned and grungy, like the first Mothership that everyone keeps asking for, like a second, third, fourth installation from it, maybe it would be a different story. I hope that makes sense. Okay, throwing it back to Claire. The Claire that was over there. Back to you.
This is the new Natasha Denona palette. This is the Bloom palette. And I have yet to buy any Natasha Denona. At this point, I don't even know if I will. I'm so disinterested in the color stories. This one obviously is not my vibe, despite what my makeup looks like today. But I just want to remind you that you don't need to get an eyeshadow palette if there's one eyeshadow that you really, really, really like. This bottom corner shade Equinox is like the color that everyone like really wants. If you don't like 50% of an eyeshadow palette, don't buy it. It'll be a waste of money because you're not going to use half of a palette. That's not a smart thing to do. Wait, hold off, close the shopping tabs. A month later, see if you still want it. And you'll be surprised how often you don't actually want the makeup. Ooh, this is exciting. Olive Young is coming to the United States. And you might be saying, but Claire, you live in Canada. And I'm like, yeah, I do live in Canada. But eventually international brands that go to the United States do trickle in to Canada. I do live in a major capital within Canada where everything kind of happens in two capitals, either Vancouver or Toronto, and I'm in Toronto. There's a good chance that maybe one day, could be in a year, could be in 3 years, could be in 7 years, Olive Young might come to Canada, and that's a lot cheaper than going to Korea. Ooh! This is the MAC Strobe extension and blushes, and I got the PR box for this, which was very exciting. So I do have everything on my cheeks today. I have an equal combination of Magic Aura and Ice Gleam, these two blushes. They changed up the Strobe cream packaging. These are all of the blushes. I've done quite a few shorts now featuring blush combos with these, so keep your eyes open. I will be using them. It's been a difficult thing to teach myself. If you are a subscriber and you watch my shorts, you'll know that I have only ever used powder blush. So liquid blush is like a whole new realm, and I may have messed up a few times and went a little bit too crazy with it, but I'm learning. I'm figuring it out as I go. As for the strobe creams, I do have Bronzelite in my bronzer areas today. I would say overall between the two colors, I would say I prefer UV light, just because I don't know why I hear bronze and I think muddy. Let me show you. This is Bronzelite. You really, like, you can barely see a bronzing effect with it, and it's almost rose gold, I would say. It's not really bronze, and it's a very pretty effect that it gives on like the body and the skin. They have changed the formula to include hyaluronic acid and ceramides, so it's supposed to be a better for you formula. That being said, double check the ingredients. I don't know exactly what they've changed, so if you're a working makeup artist or you have a lot of allergies, I know MAC isn't the friendliest towards allergies anyways, double check before you purchase, because the formula has changed. The effect has not. It's still the strobe cream effect. You guys, we're already on the last makeup item. There wasn't many makeup releases that I found particularly interesting this month. There were a few good hits, but not everything. I don't talk about everything because not everything is worth being talked about. So this is the last product we will talk about. I have to choose my words wisely here. I don't use Milk makeup. I think I tried when they first came to Sephora Canada when I was in college, and it like didn't do anything for me, and I like probably used most of the products wrong. Honestly, truly, I'll take that L. I probably used them wrong, or I used too much, whatever. I went into Sephora the other day after I got my haircut, and this is supposed to be a tint, right? This is supposed to be something you just throw on and walk out the door. I swatched shade 1 and shade 2. 1, the applicator method of this drop formula gets so messy. The samples were only in Sephora for what, a week? Everywhere, on the inside of the cap, all over the sides, and I know it's Sephora, but the testers are a good indicator of how well a makeup product's design holds up with use, right? Because it's being used a lot, and you can take that as like everyday use. I don't know. It was a very messy packaging. Second problem, shade 1 worked for me. Shade 2 worked for me. I don't know what that's all about. The other thing I could not get past was how thick this was for an alleged tint. It was so thick, and I tested the shades on my lower jaw here. I hated the texture, and I genuinely thought I was going to love this product because Not Another Hannah was talking it up so much, and I was like, oh my god, like I'll be by a Sephora, I'll be able to go in, I'll be able to test it, let me see. I hated it. So if you've been thinking of getting this Milk Hydro whatever, it's basically a foundation, it's not a tint, I highly recommend going to a Sephora or wherever they sell Milk makeup nearest you. Test it first, because the texture of the product might drive you crazy like it did for me. And if you don't live near a makeup store at all, truly just pass on this. Unless you have a very, very thick makeup product that you love and you love that very thick feeling, then by all means invest in this. But I really I don't know, the texture was just not a vibe. I didn't like it at all. So this just goes down as another Milk makeup product that is not for me. So far, the whole brand has been not for me at all, which is annoying because it's always talked about online and then I just feel like everyone's lying at me. But that pretty much sums up another week of new makeup releases. Actually, it would be very helpful if you let me know down below your preferred YouTube video length so I get a good gauge at what you like, what you don't like. Just because some of my popular videos are like 45 minutes long and some of them are 15, some of them are 20. So I really don't know where people are landing of YouTube video lengths. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below your opinions on these new makeup launches, some of which aren't really new and they're already out. I would love to hear from you. We can chit chat down below. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Both are Claire Cuckoo. On Instagram, I post daily makeup, not daily. When I do wear full faces, I post breakdowns and they have their own little highlight. So if you're interested in that, it may be more intriguing to follow me over there. I hope you enjoyed this week's video and I will see you in my next one. Bye!